How's that? Is that any better? Are we good? We working? Yo, if you can hear me, drop it in the comments. Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah. So rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman, the Black Panther. I did like that movie. So that's all I'm gonna say about it because I'm not gonna shit on a movie that where a legend died. I think he did a lot of great things for the African American community, and I mean he was like a legitimate superhero. Um, hey, all right, blowing up the comment section. I like it. But yeah, he did a lot of great things for the community. I think it's great that there's that there's a superhero that's a minority that's now he was in the limelight, and I think kids now can relate to that. So I think it was a great thing that he did, and I actually really liked some of his other roles, like his portrayal of Jackie Robinson. Um, yeah, so rest in peace. Very sad day. Did not know he was battling with colon cancer. I'm not sure many people did. Um, but yeah, it was like I said, it was a really sad day. I mean, as a comic book nerd, as just a big fan of, well, not really a big fan of all the Marvel movies. I think y'all know me by now. That's not really my thing. I do like a lot of them, but to say that I'm a fan, that's a bit much. But I will see every single one of them. So there's that. Uh, I like I like the Black Panther. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm not touching this. But that was kind of the one thing. He was battling colon cancer. I think one of the things that really bugged me is I saw that he was making some posts, and I was reading through the comment section, and one of the things that really bothered me was that there was a bunch of people in there like, man, he really let himself go, and it was super sad to see because, like I said, it was really kind of no one knew that he was going through it, and it's just really sad to see people attack him, even though he was doing great things. There was a lot of females will say that were in there saying, "Man, he got ugly. He really let himself go after that movie." And I think that's you never really know what like someone's going through in their life, and I think that sucks that people are like that. But I mean, it's not uncommon. If you're not the exception, you're the rule, and I guess that's kind of the case. People can just be ugly. But anyways, that's all I want to say about that. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. Hero to many. I'm a big fan. Was a big fan. I think hopefully his legacy lives on just as great as it was the first day that movie came out. So rest in peace. Pour one out for your homies. Let's jump into something that that I think is causing big waves in the entertainment community. That's what we'll call it, the entertainment community. Bella Thorne. If you haven't heard what's going on with Bella Thorne, she is a OnlyFans creator, which if you don't know what OnlyFans is, I was educated on this a couple of months back. But OnlyFans is like we're calling it a sex worker community. And I guess I shouldn't say that. People are going to attack me like I don't think it's a job. It's a job, okay? It's a job. Like if you're posting great content, great. I'm not gonna belittle your career. Like you're making way more money than I am, which is upsetting. Like not that you're making more money. I wish I could sell my nudes for a quarter of what the price of like many amateurs are. Like the OnlyFans site is a platform where amateur women and professionals alike, I guess, can sell their nude content for like a subscription fee. And they do that and get paid to do it, obviously. So, there it's this website has allowed them to like really benefit off the profits of, a mainstream website that you go get your subscription and pay for that nude content. And it's working out rather well. I saw an interview of a girl who, like, I guess dropped one. She was a TikTok star, and she dropped it. And I think within the first couple of months, she said, I think she netted probably $120,000, and that's like insane. I was like, that's awesome. I wish I could sell my nudes for $120,000. If there's a if there's a market for dad bods, I've got something for you. I'm totally kidding. That's never going to happen. But she's causing a lot of waves because she came in as a professional and she dropped her subscription. I don't know what it costs or how much it costs, but like immediately she made roughly like $2 million in the span of like a week. I don't remember the exact stats. I'm sure like if someone wants to throw that in the comments, please do. But it was an insane amount, $2 million, and the next step that she took, I think, is where it really screwed a lot of people on this platform because as the professional she was, she promised to release nude content. And I think it's like there's like a thing where you can pay for something extra. And so she released like a video, pictures, whatever, promising nude content, and it wasn't. So she pretty much scammed everybody, and and people wanted their money back, and it was like millions. And so OnlyFans is kind of running circles and trying to figure out what to do. And so she basically, she just scammed everybody, and they had to like refund people. And now she's coming out and apologizing, saying, sorry to sex workers, because I guess it changed the payouts and like the schedule of it. So there's a lot of people in this community that are like really upset with her, and I don't blame them. There's a guy on there that is getting paid to eat. He's put on some LPs. Well, I mean, good for him. Good for him. I'll eat. If you want to pay to watch me eat, I'll eat. That's one of my favorite things to do. I, you know, you pay me to keep my shirt on. How's that? I'll keep all my clothes on and then you pay me so you don't have to see that. Does that work? Can we do that? If we can, great. I'm going to be rich soon. But no, yeah, so she's kind of like backtracking on some of the things she did. I don't know whether or not she still has an account or anything further than what was said or how she apologized. But yeah, she's coming out and, she's made the community very angry. And yeah, she's basically backtracking on it. So that's what's going on with that. OnlyFans. Hell, if you got an OnlyFans, drop it in my comments section. Maybe someone wants to see it. I won't, but that's on you. Daniel, are you going to work on an OnlyFans? I think the irrelevant bros as a whole are going to work on OnlyFans. You tell us what you want to see in our OnlyFans and we'll drop it. We'll drop it so hard. Anyways, that's it for that. Bella Thorne. Man, she's always in the limelight. I don't know why. Whether it's nudes, books, whatever it is. I mean, there's something about her that people are, drawn to. Okay, next thing. The Elon Musk. Honestly, this guy's like my hero. He's really out there. I'm not even sure he's human. Elon Musk, man. What do you say? The owner, creator of Tesla, arguably some of the coolest cars. He's an alien. That's cool too. He wants to go to Mars, back home, I guess. But Elon Musk recently is making some headlines because he's got a product called Neuralink. And I don't know if you've ever heard of Neuralink, but essentially what it is, and this is like his layman's terms for it, he called it a Fitbit of the brain. And I don't think I think that's probably an oversimplification, because a Fitbit of the brain, that's stupid. Like, I have a Fitbit for my wrist. I'm not putting one in my brain. But the idea of the Neuralink is that it's an implant into your brain, and it attaches to your like neurons, and it senses signals, it marks signals. It's supposed to, I guess the idea behind it and what they want to do with this technology later on in the future is that they want to essentially cure blindness. I hope I'm saying that right, because I mean that's everything that I've read. Like, they want to, like, neurological diseases, they want to control that and maybe I don't want to say cure it, but maybe mitigate it is the correct term. But they want to like mitigate some of those side effects and really help people with those neurological diseases, which I think would be cool. But obviously there's a big issue with people wanting to get a microchip in their brain. In fact, I'd like to know who the ones that don't want to and who. So drop that in the comment section too, because I want to know. Me personally, I think if I had like an illness, I'd probably want the Neuralink. I know there's a lot of like cultural things that are very anti anything microchip in your head, brain, or in your body, period. And I totally get that. So, I'm not here to cause offense to anybody, but I get that. I think personally, I would probably take the microchip. Um, just because, like I said, there's a lot of neurological diseases that people have been fighting for years, and to have some normalcy return back to their life, I think that'd be really cool. It's a nice advancement. But they also said that there's like other things that they want to do with it, like being able to hook into like computers essentially. Um, if I had an illness, yeah, but not just for fun. Yeah, I don't know, man. I may even do it just for fun. You never know. I might scroll through OnlyFans with my brain chip. Um, I'm just kidding. That's a joke. But I think some of the things they want to do, like maybe hook into computers, or how much different is that from like having it in your hand? I mean, obviously there's like this issue of control. You don't want to get too far into that. But it's always a possibility. So I understand some of the anti chips people. Uh, yes, I actually think that you probably could control the thermostat with it. Yes. Uh, and I do it for that. I do it for that. If I could like close my eyes and like think about my lights turning on and my alarm turning off in the morning, I'd do it for that. But that's everybody's own struggle. And I get the whole technological advancements and integrating with machines. He's more machine than man now. You Star Wars nerds. So I get it, but I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. Anyways, big headline this with Elon is that he put those chips into a couple of pigs. Some had it for 2 months, some had it for like 2 weeks, and I don't remember what the other one. But Gertrude was like the famous pig. Uh, but yeah, Gertrude was a famous pig. They was like connected, like it was receiving impulses from its snout, and I think that's kind of cool. Anyways, we're about to get like really technologically advanced in the near coming future, and I hope to live on Mars someday, just because I think it'd be cool. Why not? I've seen Earth. Let's go to Mars. It's probably dusty up there, but I don't know. I don't know. Let's go back, and maybe there's aliens there. We talked about this last show. What if they're nice? What if they're cool? I'm for it. I'm all for this. Um, yeah. I don't know if you've heard, but I'm a part of a bigger group called the Irrelevant Network, and that's kind of our umbrella company. And so I'll be doing shows under the Irrelevant Network as Irrelevant E. If you haven't heard any of our other podcasts, we have the Bounce Pass podcast, one of the greatest sports podcasts on the market. And then we also have the Honeydew podcast, which is fantastic. I actually really like the Honeydew podcast. It's Daniel Emery and Stina Emery, a somewhat newlywed couple, and they are fantastic. They take topics that, I don't want to say normal married couples, but like, things that you can relate to. And I think that it's a really good show. They have great takes. Super uplifting and bright, brightens your day. Uh, we're still talking about the Neuralink in the comments. Do you think technological advances have to be put into baby steps and not make people freak out? I don't. I think that technological advances are baby steps, and we adopt them as we go. And that's one of the most amazing things I've seen, and why I'm like a huge fan of Apple, is that they've been able to essentially get my grandma to have an Apple. Like, who doesn't have an Apple iPhone? And like, we're already there. They're one of the major companies who have introduced step by step, the iPod, the iPhone, and then just slowly, you introduce this technology, but it's in such a adoptable way. Like, my grandma knows to hit the green button, and you can FaceTime people, and I think that's super cool. Most older generations are a little resistant to those technological steps, so I think that's it. Like, you're going to get those advancements, but it's slow, and it reaches older generations slower. But because of its adoptability and how mainstream it gets, that's what drives the market. You could be the first to have an Airbnb on Mars. I think that'd be so dope, actually. I think Mars is probably going to see a lot of like 3D printing come into its own. and I think they're going to start building like houses out of like 3D printing technology. So if I can have an Airbnb on Mars, I'm going to do it. I'm saving some cash for that alone. Because I mean, you know what? I just want to go to Mars and have my own place. You know, it's like some people have to like choose a home on the lake. I want to choose a home on Mars, which I understand why people go to the lake, but I don't really know if there's any draw to Mars. So maybe that's a bad market. I don't know. Um, but yeah, so back to the Irrelevant Network, Bounce Pass podcasts, and Honeydew podcast. They've got some really good content. Listen to them if that's your bag. But one of the things that the Bounce Pass podcast was talking about, and I'm like, I'm a little offended that they didn't invite me for this because I'm like, this is my area of expertise was esports. Like I can't shoot a basketball to save my life or throw a football. Running hurts now as you get older. It's like I can't go from a dead sprint or to a dead sprint anymore because like I pull a hamstring and it hurts and I'm out for like 2 weeks. And then if I do play basketball, I have to ice my shins. Anyways, these are problems we don't want to talk about. But it's like esports is my thing. I can pick up a controller. That makes like individuals like me on a level on a playing field as like I could be the next Mahomes, but of like esports. So I'm down for that. Like that's my thing. Anyways, they had a really good bit on esports and how it was becoming so mainstream into the marketplace. And I mean, that's one thing I've been saying for years is like, if you've had a weird conversation with me, it's probably come up. That's what I do. I have weird conversations with people, but I like esports. I think it's an emerging market and I think it's only going to go up from here, especially with things like the Oculus becoming a little bit more mainstream. Back to that whole adoptability thing is like, people can get virtual reality where if you've ever like put on virtual reality back like a decade before when it was first coming out, it was just garbage. Like most of it was garbage. Even some of the main attractions at amusement parks are like, you're sitting this roller coaster virtual reality thing. And it is horrible. Like, most of it was just awful. But that's one of the things that has been like growing like as a trend and getting better is that like virtual reality has become a lot better. In fact, I was in Vegas with a buddy of mine, and we went to this place called the Void. And the Void is like it's like a maze, but they have a virtual reality pack that goes on your head, and you can do like a lot of cool things. We did a Star Wars game, and it was so interactive. Like you have to walk through the thing, and you're looking through your virtual reality. It feels so real. You jump over fire pits, and you can feel the warmth because they have heaters blowing on you. Like it is probably one of the coolest things that I've ever done. And the irrelevant heroes. And I think, I mean, I was honestly really skeptical about going through it because my first dealings with virtual reality were not good. I was like, okay, but we did it, and honestly, hands down, one of the best experiences I've ever had. Oh man, okay, so Pete Martinez said, "Ready Player One will become our new world," and you're 100% right, bro. I think so. That's my thing. Like I think Ready Player One is like an outline to what our future is. Maybe hopefully not the dystopian portion of it, but like I'm gonna have to share a video of this because I gotta go find it. But there are like gaming places where people are actually using the virtual reality headsets and they have like moving platforms underneath them. And I think that's super cool. If you can integrate the movement, then you can basically trick your brain into believing where you are. And like as we know, Instagrammers love to pretend that their life is one thing. Well, virtual reality, it can actually be that one thing, but like a lot trickier to your brain. So you feel like you're there. And I'm super stoked about this. And I think the Oculus and Facebook is going to be like the platform for that. There's a lot of open world games that are becoming a lot more popular, and I'm like super stoked for it. So, catch me in my new life on Mars. I'll be there virtually, I guess. I don't know. I really know this is going to be, we had a lot of conversations. I'm going to have a microchip in my head. I'm going to be on Mars and I'll be visiting everybody on Earth through virtual reality. So that's, that's basically where I see the world going in my 3D printed house on Mars. So yeah, I'm super stoked about it. And I think, Fortniters and everybody that are adapting games, like gaming as a whole is becoming more popular. So yeah, I do think Ready Player One is the way. It is giving us heads up for the future. Yeah, definitely. I think the future looks very bright. Unless you're not into all this, then maybe it doesn't look too bright for you. But like I said, we're gonna have to adopt it one way or the other, whether we're like 80 years old and this shit's coming at us. We're gonna have to do it. What about VR for businesses? I think that's gonna be a big thing too. You know, you kind of see it now with like coronavirus. It's like limiting what people can do, and I think as long as you can say like, hey, what gets me away from everybody else, but still experiencing the social aspect of being around everyone else, that's VR. Or actually, Apple is coming out with some Apple glasses, and I think they're going to do great things too with augmented reality. But if you think about it, every company's had their own like their own phone, their own store. They do everything, but we still all integrate with each other through these apps and stuff. So I think it'll be kind of mainstream like that. But I really do think, I mean, this is definitely the future. I want to go to a bar without catching a virus, and it's one of the things that I read last year is that the World Health Organization basically said that pandemics were going to be a normal occurrence. And that was like a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And here we are in a pandemic. And I think, I mean, if it trends up to be that, pandemics are the new norm, then yeah, VR is going to definitely take its place. But that's how technology advances. You see a need for it, and out of necessity, that's where it comes from. So yeah, I mean, I'm super excited about it. Maybe that's just me, but hopefully I'll see all my friends and all of you on Mars. That'd be cool. Or maybe we can all meet up in our virtual reality utopia. And maybe it is player one. We can all drive around and fight big Godzilla-like creatures and But yeah, if you like I said, if you wanna talk anything else, throw it down in the comments. Probably gonna cut it off here. I will be doing some podcasts, so be looking up for the link if you can. Give a like, give some love, share this bad boy if you want to. Like I said, the Irrelevant Network Instagram is posted up in the comments by yours truly, so give that a follow. We post a lot of goofy videos, just things to kind of lighten the day, because who doesn't need that? But yeah, like I said, please like the page. Share it if you want to, and I appreciate all of you for being here. You're all my favorite people. Like I said, y'all have a good night, and until next time, see y'all later.